Welcome to the Old School Voters Podcast with your host, Michael English. Topic is on the Rhode Island State of the Union Address. The show will start after the music introduction.
In the heart of Providence, where dreams take flight, voices rise, a chorus of the night. We gather around with hearts full of hope to build a future where we all can cope. Let's listen deep to each other's plea, finding common ground. We'll never be free without understanding. Our voices fade. Together we can change what we've been made. Show the talk in the right direction. Guide the path with kindness and clarity. With every word, let's speak a better nation. Let's build bridges, not just walls of division. Through the streets and alleys, let's walk in peace. Hand in hand, we'll make a difference. Believe from the city hall to every home. Our voice is strong, we'll turn the tide. In the morning light, let's start anew. With open minds, let's break through. No more hate, no more fear. Together we're stronger, clearer. Let's hear the whispers of the wise, guiding us towards the skies. With every vote, set the pace.
Hey, I went to the meeting last night about the state address given by the governor, and I have a lot to say about it. However, I'm going to choose just one of the subjects right now. The homeless community and the advocates and the agencies and the organizations that support for change, for housing and helping the mental health of the homeless community in Rhode Island was quieted by the alarm of the State House. Whether it kind of sounded, while I was there, it kind of sounded like an alarm that you would have in an elevator, which I believe had a private elevator for the Senate right behind us. And it sounded like that was the alarm that was set off. It was set off right prior to the beginning of the comments of the community within this group to the press and to the State House as they were speaking as loud as they could. I was not that far away from them, a few steps. I thought they stopped. Someone said they're still speaking. Didn't mean to interrupt them, but at the same time, didn't hear them. Maybe it's my old age, but I'm pretty good at hearing. So the alarm was blaring throughout the whole conversation. And again, some of the people, because they were soft-spoken, wasn't able to be heard completely or should have been heard completely. They should have brought speakers because the State House seemed to want to shut them out, to close their conversation and not bring light to the situation that is a major problem for homeless people right now, especially as our winter season hasn't even started. It usually starts in about a week or two in February. And if we have as cold a winter as I expect in the month of February, some of these people could die like we had earlier last year with a homeless person having frozen to death. We need to address this. We need a governor and other politicians that don't try to shut out the public. Don't try to shut the voice of the people. A governor is nothing more than a manager, just like a mayor is nothing more than a manager. It seems like the Democratic Party is kind of getting lost of who they support and who they work for. They work for us, the voters, the people. And the voters come in all sorts. They own houses, they own apartments, or they rent apartments. They have businesses here. Some are homeless. Some live in tents. Some live in shelters. But they vote. They have a say in what our society does. And for them to set an alarm continuously throughout the whole ordeal and shut off exactly the time that the governor was about to enter the room to speak to the people, that's when the alarm shut off. That shows me that that wasn't an accident. Not only that, but the occurrence happened with not one police officer even twitching when it was set off. You're in a state house, the governor's about to speak, tons of people that normally don't come there are there with the heightened threats and terror and everything else. We have an alarm set go off, and not one person ran, not one person turned his head, not one person looked, not one person did anything. That tells me that they all knew about that alarm about to be set off. That was set off to disrupt that group and to shut them out to the public, to make the press not be able to hear them. And it only made it to where they were shown to be who they were. I don't agree with this. I'm a Democrat. I'm running for Providence mayor as a blue-collar worker. I believe in people's rights. I believe in safety and the rule of law. I believe in the politicians' positions and what they do for the communities. I get it. It's a very hard position. But when you change from working for the people to actually hurting the people, you have to wonder if it's time to move on. Rhode Island needs to have politicians that are creative and motivated and listen, not just dictate. Right now, we're complaining about the homeless in the communities, but we have politicians doing absolutely nothing. They created a area which is called the Echo, and it costs a lot of money. And in that Echo, they wanted to close it down in November. It was only open for 8 months, but it cost over, I don't know, a couple $1 million, I bet. Now, here's the funny thing. In the winter, we have, I believe it could be more, but at least 4 camping sites with actual cabins with electricity in it. Now, I understand it doesn't have heat, but it has electricity. And it's a very hard type of housing. That means it can deal with the winter weather to a point. If we allow them to have heating, space heating, and create a constant bus ride up to these campsites, even if it's just for the winter, we have allowed them to be in a safe environment and not be out in the elements. But instead, we close our eyes and say it's their constitutional right to be in a tent. I get that. And like my brother, he had mental illness that he had a place to live, yet at night he went under a bridge, under an A-frame bridge, which is like the edge of the bridge underneath. Fear of if a bomb were to hit, that would be the safest spot in Rhode Island. That was a mental health issue that he needed to confront. And it was very hard because of the brain damage that was in his head. He had no front lobe to the front part of his brain due to a stroke. And there are other reasons people want to be homeless. For whatever reason, a lot of military people would rather be in a tent than under the control of someone's building. And for that, we need to confront them differently. And I get that. And that's where mental health counselors need to go out on the street and help them for where they are and not bring them for where they want them to be. Providence needs to actually help our society and not always they have to come to me and request it versus I got to go to them on the street where they're located and try to see what the issues are. If we humanize the issue, we might be able to solve it. Unfortunately, we cast them out to be people that aren't worth our time, and that is not correct. These people, and most of them that are homeless, were born here. They don't want to go anywhere because this is their home. So they're someone's son, their daughter, their brother, their sister, their mother, their father. For whatever mental reasons went wrong, they're homeless. Maybe it's drugs. Maybe it's a social thing. Maybe they had a stroke. Maybe they had a seizure. Maybe it's just that they couldn't afford their apartment and they lost everything. Whatever the reason is, they have it. And for our mental health counselors to wait for them to go to the hospital and not for us to go to their tent and try to help them individually right there without pulling them out, without bringing them to a hospital, but to confront them where they are and to actually see what they can do. Providence really, truly is doing this wrong like a lot of cities and states throughout our nation. If we start with mental health, we might solve a lot of the issues. Then we work on location as well. And sometimes we can do 2 things at once, I think. And one of the things in this winter, in the next couple of days, we should open up Burlingame Park and let people stay in those cabins. Or maybe even the tents. Maybe we can create an igloo tent and get a discount by buying a whole bunch of them And that way, the igloo tent creating an insulation is a little better than some of the thin tents that I've seen throughout the city of Providence. If we don't really look at our homeless population and what they're actually going through, then it's hard to confront the issue. These people have tents with tops over them that are very skinny and holding no heat. If we get an igloo company for, let's say, ice fishing, that are insulated, and we see if they can either donate or create a discount for where the city could buy 100 of them and put them out in Burlingame, at least these people can sleep in the wintertime without worrying about dying. If we really care, if we're really a democratic state, if we're really into humanity, if we really believe in public safety, if we really believe in the right to stay here as an illegal citizen, then we should have the ability to care for the homeless people out on our streets. Again, a lot of them are veterans. Some fall because they lost their job. Some fall because they lost their health and they couldn't afford their place. There is a large elderly population, and I bet they lost their house because they owned it, but they couldn't afford the taxes at the end. And we took their house away from them, and now they're homeless, and we're sitting there blaming them instead of looking at the real problem of kicking people out of their homes only because of tax issues and not because of not paying their mortgage. We need to stop taking away elderly housing when they're 65 and older and not working, because it's the humane thing to do. If we are really people that care about our neighbors, that care about the injustice of the world, then let's step up and actually do something. Please, if you like my message, please like me, share me, give a contribution if you could, or call me and donate your time. If you have an issue that you just want to talk about or a problem that you want to talk about, call me. My telephone number is 401-00-9660. I'm running for mayor to make a change. I don't have all the answers, but I'm a person that not only listens, but looks for the answer after I'm told the problem. I care about Rhode Island. I care about Providence. I care about the people, and I care about my neighbors. I believe everybody else in Rhode Island does too. That's why Rhode Island is such a great community. I'm asking for your vote for Providence mayor as a person that was born and bred here, that feels the pain and understands the situations that everybody faces, and just wants a better city that we can call home. One that we're not forced to move out of our houses or out of our state, but one that we can say that we live here, we have a home here, that we have a say here, that people listen to us, and that we count. No matter what position we are in life, whether it's homeless or in an apartment or in a house, we have our voice and we are heard throughout our political system. My name is Mike English. Thank you for joining the show, the Old School Voters Podcast. Till next time. Thank you again.